Hi there, guys. Last video of the year, last chapter of the year. I got my School's Out radio going. Oh, you can't see it. There it is, School's Out radio. Because school's almost out. If you didn't realize that, you probably shouldn't be taking any classes. In any case, let's start up. Here's your chi value. It's the most ridiculous x ever, okay? I don't know why they didn't just use regular x, but here we go. This is how, the math is basically doing this. Comparing two graphs. I have some graph here, and I want to compare it to this graph. Sometimes there is a standard chi-squared graph, which you can use, but that's a different test entirely. That's just a chi-squared test. We're doing the chi-squared GOF test. This is entirely a chapter based on that. So basically, we're going to be taking observed over the expected. Two graphs, comparing it. That's all the math is doing here. So, first off, you need to know this formula. Everyone needs to know this formula no matter what calculator you own. It's chi-squared is equal to observed minus expected squared over the expected value. Observed is, well, say A, B, C, or D. Observed value from the experiment. What is expected then? Expected. How do I find the expected value? Well, thankfully I have a formula. Bottom over all times side. What is this supposed to mean? Notice, A plus C, bottom, B plus D, bottom. All is in the corner. Side, A plus B, this way, you see? C plus D, over here. Isn't that crazy? So you do bottom over all times side. And for example, if we were doing what's the expected value of the letter A, it'd be A plus B, because that's, A plus C, my bad. A plus C, bottom, over all times A plus B, right here. See? Bottom over all times side. That's how you find the expected value. Perfect. Okay? Plug those numbers into your chi-squared formula, and you'll get chi-squared. Write that down as the answer. Now, there's another formula right here that's the exact same thing, except it has this letter sigma. What does this letter sigma mean? If you've ever taken physics, you'll realize that the letter sigma means the sum of all things. What does that mean for us here in the wonderful world of statistics? It means that, say I have some three sets of numbers. One is paired with 4 and so forth, like that. And this is a 3, by the way. If you can't see. Oh, I made it worse. It's a 3. Okay? So 1 and 4, 2 and 5, 3 and 6. Say I have all these numbers, and I want to find the chi-squared value for each of them. I could use my calculator if I have a fancy calculator like this one. Some of you don't, not most of you don't, some of you don't, and it won't be able to do a chi-squared GOF test, which I'll show you where to find it if your calculator does. So I'm going to teach you first how to do this, because if you forget how to do it on your calculator, you can always just use the manual method. Okay, you need to memorize this formula, very important formula. All we're going to be doing is finding the chi-squared of these first two values, chi-squared of these second, and then chi-squared of these values. Look, chi plus chi plus chi. You're summing all the values together. Look at that. And then when you get this number, that's your sum of chi-squared. If your calculator can't do it, or you forget how to do it, just go back to the simple world of, adding and subtracting. That always works. Don't worry. How do you do it with a calculator? Well, look at me. I have my calculator sitting right here, ready for you as expected. Oh, it's out of focus. Hold on a second. Let me just really quickly get you in focus. Perfect. No, that just made it worse. Okay, I'm just going to stop playing with it. You go to stat. You go all the way to the side to the tests, up, and you find this chi-squared GOF test, just like it's written down here. Okay? You're going to take, and you're going to press enter on that chi-squared GOF test. Notice, observed, expected, and degrees of freedom. Degrees of freedom is how many numbers you have. So I got 6 numbers here, it'd be 5. Pretty easy. Actually, no, that wouldn't be right. How many numbers do you have in list 1 and list 2? I have 3 items in both lists, so it'd be 3 for this case. There you go. Boom. And I would just put it in my list. So stat, edit, and fill up your lists with the numbers you need. Okay? And this right here, okay, very important stuff, is observed minus expected. Okay? So you'd go to over here. Where are you? Chi-squared GOF. Okay. Observed expected. So you need to find the expected values, this formula, of every single one, 1 through 6. Okay? You need to find every single observed and expected value. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you need to find the expected value of all that stuff. So, click calculate. Look at that. It gets you a chi-squared value, a p-value, a degrees of freedom, and some other list of numbers that you can't access on the calculator, no matter how hard you try. So, with that being said, you should all memorize this formula no matter what calculator you have. However, this will give you the sum of chi-squared. Okay, you can find one chi-squared with this calculator, technically speaking, by just putting one number in each list. However, most effective, you just do them all at once and then look at your lists. Okay? So, you have a sum of all chi-squared is that GOF test. Okay? Basically, just add them together. The next formula you need to remember is the p-value formula. This is just the number of rows times the number of columns. I know it looks like C, but it says COL. Columns. Okay, what do I do here? Number of rows, so I got 1, that's columns, sorry, 1, 2 rows. These rows don't count because it's A plus B. These are not part of your number set. Okay, so I got 2 rows and 2 columns. So 2 minus 1, 1. 2 minus 1 again, 1. 1 times 1 is going to be a p-value of 1. So this hypothetical one has a p-value of 1. Pretend that A plus B was included in the value set. And we have some extra thing over here adding to all. You know, just pretend like this was EF instead of that. It would be 3 columns, 2 rows. 3 minus 1 is 2. So it would be 2 times 1, p-value of 2. Easy stuff. Here's the formula again. Bottom over all times side equals the expected value. Okay? And bottom over all, just this over this, is going to give you some sort of percentage of how big is this percent out of the whole thing. So how much is this over the entire thing? Easy stuff. Otherwise, if it says what percentage of A is in the entire thing, just take A over all, C over all. Easy percentages you have to do for Algebra 2. Again, GOF test. This chapter is actually really easy. Take it easy. I guess it's not too complicated once you just look at it all. It's time-consuming because of this stupid sum of all numbers value. But otherwise, you'll be fine. Good luck. Have a happy end of the year. I am again listening to the Schools Out radio on Pandora, which is an actual thing. Look, Schools Out radio. Okay, good luck. Bye. Have a fun life, seniors.